Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very good video planned for you today because I'm going to be teaching you a whole bunch of tips and tricks, everything from beginner all the way to advanced tips and tricks. Make sure you stay at the end because near the end, I've got to explain one of the gym sets they explain completely wrong, and the set doesn't even work the way they explain it in the game, so I'm going to need to go ahead and inform you on that. That being said, I'm going to show you real quick and bring your attention right here. 60% of my daily viewers, these are you guys who are watching every one of my Exos Heroes videos, getting help from it, are not subscribed. Please do consider subscribing, both so you can find my channel easier when you want to see more of this content, as well as subscriptions are the #1 thing that basically make my life easier. I mean, to sell it, to, not even try to sell it, just to be flat out honest, how it works, guys, is the more subscribers you get, sponsors look at your channel and say, this guy's got 50,000 subs or he's got 100,000 subs, and they decide to pay you more just because of how many subscribers you have. So while it costs nothing, the sponsors who make up the majority of the money I make in my day and age in order to purchase packs, get hardware for the stuff, feed myself, most of that comes just from having a subscriber number purely. So I want to put out as nice of a request as I can for that and say thank you for the people that did subscribe, because we have gained more subscribers this week than I ever have in my entire time doing YouTube. So if we could continue that, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you for enduring my beginning here. And now we're going to go ahead and get into some tips and tricks, beginner all the way to advanced. Let's begin. Let's begin by quickly just explaining some of the best characters in case you're wondering. I'm going to show you guys here a list and just name them. I'm not going to go into their fake cores or their skills. These are just some good characters in case you happen to pull them. Anastasia, Bathory, Rochelle, Rudley, Xeon, particularly the FC Xeon in this portion here. FC Magai is good, particularly the FC version. Jin, Baraka, Illum, Garf, and I will go and add Baelish into this list. FC Emma, particularly the FC version. Bernetta, FC Shirakin, which again, I do believe the FC version is good. Shati is quite good in PvE. And then the other characters that you see here can be useful, for instance, like Talia, Reed Marie, there's some healers like Karen, and some other characters that can be useful as well. But let's just list some of the most basic ones that you're really looking for in the beginning. Also, it's important to keep in mind, these aren't the only characters that are good. These are just, I'm listing a few that are very common and kind of double dip or used almost everywhere. Okay, I'm going to explain something that people want to know all the time, which is what to do with your points you get from the dragon or from the last tier of challenges. You should use them in Door of Creation. The reason is there's a couple reasons. One, the weapons, you can get the exclusive weapons. You can use exclusive weapons on people that aren't for the character. Like I have April's exclusive weapon, but I think it's on like Bathory or something, to give you an idea. So you're not locked out. So for that reason, because you can get the exclusive ones, it's significantly better to do it here because you can't get the exclusive through the guaranteed using 2,000 of the dragon points, which I'll show you in a second. You can't get the exclusives, only the standards. On top of that, you get mileage points after you do 80 times of it, which is 4,000 points worth, okay? You get a guaranteed one. So if you think about that, it's 2,000 points. I'll show you here. So in the Airship Forge, for the weapons at least, it's 2,000 points here, which is halfway to a guaranteed. So you're paying so much. If you do 4,000 points, where it's 50% value on top of whatever you get from the Door Creations, what I'm saying. This is twice the value of the mileage, basically. So you're just paying in the mileage, basically, on that one, whereas on the Door of Creation, and I know this is like some weird math to follow. If you want to know the long and short of it, basically what I'm explaining here is always do the Door of Creation for the weapons. You may get unlucky and you may not get it within the 2,000 points, but I've gotten like 3 or 4 weapons from the Door of Creations from these points and the guaranteed. You see here, I've got guaranteed already, and I'm almost up to another guaranteed in 8 more chances. So that's 2 weapons already I've gotten from it, whereas the guaranteed that's the shop. Whereas the guaranteed from the Airship Forge here, you can only do it once a month. It's terrible anyway. Even if it was good, you can only do it once a month. So these are basically to stop you in case you're getting terrible RNG, or if you really have to get exactly a faded piece right now. That's the only time. Okay, otherwise I would not recommend doing the airship forge. I would instead go through Door of Creation for sure. It's different if you're a well and you're using Zez, but the Door of Creation, that's where you're going to get your gear. Okay, 3, 2. If you're trying to find some information and you're having a really hard time finding it online, they actually have fairly decent in-game help if you can get past the bad translations. I'm going to give you an example, okay? I mentioned earlier, one of the gem sets is described wrong, and I can show you that here, right? I think, let's find it. Where is it at? This is the battle guide, the equipment. Here we go. Equipment guardian sets. You see here where it says, machine heal every turn. That's not what it does. It actually does status effect immunity. And then also the darkness one here where it says heal based on damage taken, it's actually heal based on damage done. I'm not sure if this is a translation error, if this is an in-game error, or what it is, but you can see this. Just put on a darkness set. I mean, I put a darkness set on Jin. There's a video, actually, one of my previous ones, of me using FC Jin, or excuse me, not FC, just standard Jin. He had darkness set on him, and when he uses his ability, he's just filling his health to full. He's just nuking people and healing off of it. So I'm not quite sure if you look in the help here, if all of these are correct, because some, it says like flame decreases final damage taken, 2 set 5%, 410, 620. Now that's the same, but some of these other ones aren't exactly the same. What's also interesting too, and this is another thing that I need to talk about, is the battle guide. I don't know if you guys realize this, but there is actually special things that happen based upon each break of the gem. Not only does the gems affect it, but the element of the person who's attacking affects as well. So for instance, if you have a 5-star fire person, 1 mana is created for ally or enemy hero's critical attack. If it's frost, they're created for ally or enemy's hero's successful block, and etc. Okay, but also the break, this is the other part I'm talking about. When you break the stone, and by the stone, I mean the last stone, okay? If they have 6 stones, the first 5 don't apply this, the last one will, okay? So when you break the last stone, what happens is it applies an effect, okay? And if the last stone is ice, for instance, all damage during that break is gonna ignore defense. If the last stone that's broken is fire, then all damage is gonna be critical, and etc. That's why you have to be careful what stone elements you put on your team. I don't wanna put, even though it's damage reduction, right? I don't want to put a full fire set on my team in PvP, because then they're just going to crit me when they break me, plus everyone's fire as well. So I'm not going to tell you what stones to use on your team. Go out there, read it, use your brain, learn the combos, as well as think about what's going to happen with the meta characters and build your team, okay? You can also see some of my team if you want the PvP ladder. I'm still in the top 50. You can find me quite easily just by scrolling through there, and you can copy my teams if you want, as well as you can catch me live at twitch.tv/Darth Microtransaction. I do live stream PvP battles, as well as live streaming the challenges directly after this video is posted, and we can go over and talk about some of these things as well. This one might seem obvious, but the exploration is actually really nuts. I've been using exploration over even farming the golems at the moment. You might be like, hey, that's kind of weird. But lately, I've been doing the smart exploration, just letting it log out of the game, and I'll come back, and almost every time I have a holy water. Maybe I'm getting lucky. That could be what's going on. But on top of it, I'm leaving it for like 200, 300 stones. There is the event going on with Garf, and that is objectively the best thing to do with your levy stones. But as this video ages, I do believe it will become more and more effective just to allow the smart exploration to do its thing. Plus, you get gold. You also get experience for your characters as well. So what I tend to do is I've been putting in, as long as I have, a strong enough team that, I can still explore it automatically and everything. I've been putting in characters that I need to get experience, or characters that I've like transcended, got to 75 and haven't got the last 2 levels yet. Maybe try using Smart Explorer for yourself, or you can just use the flat exploration if you just want to watch it going. Okay, the next point is easily, you need to get into a top air squadron and make sure you're doing your battles. If you look at the rewards you can get for being a top squadron that's participating and doing well, look at these. Top 20, 1,500 Zez. Look at the rank 1, 4,000 Zez, 1,000 of the weapon points, 200 of the armor points, and you get Air Squadron Battle Medal. Nuts. Okay, pretty insane. Obviously, only one person or one squad's going to be able to get that, but getting top 10% is definitely achievable, and that's 1,000 Zez. To give you an idea here, our squadron, I'm not really sure our ranking at the moment. We can take a look here. Where are we? We're going to scroll down here. Keep going, keep going. There we are. We are ranked 34. So we are recruiting. We have a spot open right now, and we're going to be recruiting people that are leveling quickly, welling out, and looking to basically be a good player, a PvP competitive player. So if that's you and you're interested, do join. But for sure, the next tip is get into a good air squadron, get yourself those rewards. Make sure you're also doing, if you go to the world here and you do your challenges, make sure you go in here, you're clicking on the raid and you're doing your raid battles. You're, picking your team, elite attack team. There it is. You click battle start, you do your battles. That way you're contributing to the air squadron, because I'm telling you, people will get kicked lickety-split, lickety, no problem if they're not contributing. So make sure you're constantly on it. But that's for sure something you want to do. And I'm just going to throw in there as a little bonus tip. Make sure you're doing these events too. These events are quite good. At least do the Warlord one here at the end, and then go through. And if you need like, oh, I need some of these, pick it up, or whatever pieces you quite need. I'm buying polish personally, because getting polish for gear is difficult later on. Okay, if you are in fact someone who is willing to spend a few dollars, and I'm literally talking about a few dollars, the packs you actually want to get here are the monthly currency packs. It's 500 diamond, monthly Exos packs. Okay, 3, 2. If you are somebody who's willing to spend a few dollars, and I do just mean a few dollars, I would highly, highly recommend the monthly Exos packs. It's 500 diamonds, but look, you get 1,300 total Zez on that one. This one here is 1,000, and you get 2,600 total. Highly recommend both of those packs. That might be the only thing worth purchasing if you're someone who's typically, free to play or minnow. Those are the ones you go for. The next tip is to do your PvP battles. The tickets actually respond fairly quickly, so it's definitely worth it to get into those matches and do your battles as many times as you can. Plus, you get a lot of points on defense, but there's a huge advantage to attacking on offense. So for that reason, you want to try to keep your rank by constantly climbing. This one's a little bit longer, a little bit more complicated, but basically learn to do the dragon. Dragon can be a little bit complicated, but more or less all you have to do is learn to use the right characters at the right time. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm going to make a guide on this later, and when I do, I'll leave a pinned comment or something with it. But basically, what you want to do is you want to get the certain combination of characters. For instance, you need like dragon scale. Having defense down for the dragon is nice. Having his attack down, a decreased attack is nice. Also, sometimes it's chaos damage, and you have to have that. You can only have one like head dragon knight, or else the passives don't correlate properly. There's a lot of things that can happen, for instance. And you need to have like your Garth and Rudely if you do in fact have those characters with the right builds. There's a lot of things that happen every single day depending upon the dragon, and it can be a large pool of information. I would do my best to get you a very wide, detailed guide for this as soon as I have it completed, and I will get that to you guys ASAP. So subscribe for more of that. But for the time being, probably want to start looking into dragon at least, and at a minimum, you're doing your battles every single day, because without that, you're not going to get faded weapons, and faded weapons are how you do more damage. It's pretty much that simple. I have a list here. I could keep going on for another 20 minutes or so, but I think we're going to call it here at 15 minutes. I'll have a part 2 out. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see that, and hit the bell if you want to be notified of when it comes out. Thank you for watching this. I do really appreciate it. We're going to try really hard to get that 60% of viewers or non-subs mark closer towards the 50% is the goal. And guys, at 100,000 subs, I'm going to get a well-pod Darth microtransaction tattoo. I'm announcing that now. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully you guys will be here on that journey and watch me get it. I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next Exos Heroes video.